Well, looky here, we have another HD remaster of a game that didn't come out that long ago. This time in God of War 3 Remastered for PlayStation 4. Kratos is at it again, the mad mental Spartan that likes to kill everything in sight. Although, I wouldn't be making fun of him either because he's a bit of a badass. So, I come into this game having never completed a God of War game. I've played the second one on PS2 and I played a bit the third one on PS3, but only 10-15 minutes or so. So I thought, hey, why not? Let's actually play through and complete a God of War game on the PS4. And this just came out the other day, and as it says on the title, it's a remaster, so it is basically beefed up graphics and a smooth 60 frames per second frame rate. Which is the case with this game. It does look brilliant, and the frames per second, it seems to be a solid 60 even through the most intense combat, which is fantastic. It means that the whole game just runs really well, and the combat is just really satisfying because of this. Now, if I remember correctly, Santa Monica Studios, who made this game, were masters of the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 2. The God of War games were always the most visually and technically incredible games on those two consoles. I remember when God of War 2 came out and I saw that clip at the beginning of the Rhodes Colossus, and I was like, how can the PlayStation 2 be doing this? It was just a marvel at the time. Same with God of War 3. I've deliberately not put in the starting sequence in this video of the game. This is just after the initial opening sequence because I didn't want to spoil anything, but let me just tell you, that opening sequence is still one of the most incredible in action game history. It's just, the scale of it is unbelievable. Just to give you an idea of what it is, it's basically Titans scaling Mount Olympus. So yeah, obviously big people involved there, and lots of fighting, and it's just incredible. Like I said, I don't want to spoil it though. You're going to have to buy the game if you want to experience that, or watch it on YouTube, but I didn't want to spoil that whole sequence in this video. The third game is basically Kratos' getting revenge for, I think, coming back from the dead. Now, this is where things fall apart a little bit, because I've never played all the way through the first games, the second game, or the ones on the PSP. I'm not fully aware of the story, so I'm obviously going to lose a little bit when it comes to that. There is an opening cinematic that kind of explains what has happened in sort of stills, sort of artistic stills. It's fairly effective. I mean, I've kind of got the gist of it. It looks as though Kratos' wife and child have been murdered, and then he is the son of Zeus, I think. And I thought Hercules was the son of Zeus. Maybe not, but yeah, I'm sure he is. But I came to Zeus in this, and he was calling me his son. So I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but it seems as though Zeus attempted to kill Kratos in the last game. Kratos has a big scar on his stomach, and I think he was killed and sent to the underworld and has somehow come back and is now looking out for revenge. So, like I said, I've lost a little bit of the story there, and unfortunately the first and second haven't been remastered for the PlayStation 4, but you know, it wouldn't surprise me if they were as well. Or I could always go and play the remasters on PS3 of the first and second game. I think the PSP ones have been remastered on the PS3 as well. So this game, I have played quite a few hours now. This sequence is quite early on in the game, but as you can see, the vistas, the graphics and everything, the combat is fantastic. The gameplay is really good. The combat is, you know, a mix of, you know, kind of Devil May Cry and Bayonetta. Maybe not quite as crazy as Bayonetta, but very visceral, fast-paced, lots of combos. You can level up your weapons by getting red orbs, and you can increase your health and magic by finding feathers or gorgon eyes and then sacrificing them to the gods, and you're given boosts in health and magic. Now, where this game really stands out is violence. I mean, some of this, I mean, I'm used to 18s and violence and things like that, but some of the violence in this really makes you wince, especially the finishing moves on bosses. The studio really went all out with making that as gratuitous and just I suppose you could say just disgusting as possible. But it's a great laugh, and Kratos, you know, he's not got much going. He just shouts at everything and kills everything, and sometimes you need a game like that. It's not without its story though. Like I said before, I may be missing out a little bit on that, but I'm still really enjoying the game. It is slightly cheaper than a new PS4 game or a brand new game on the PS4. They normally cost between £45–50 for, you know, something like Destiny or Bloodborne was around that price. But as this is a remaster, they've gone a little bit cheaper, and it's $29.99. Now that's still quite expensive, but I would personally say that if you'd played this game before and were wanting to experience it again, 30 quid is maybe a tad steep. Maybe just wait for it to go down in price a little bit, because there's not much new here. I mean, I don't know exactly what was in the PS3 version, but as far as I know, it's just a graphical and frame rate update. I would maybe wait until it goes down in price a little bit to buy it if you are a previous owner of the God of War 3 game. If you are new to the series and you have a PS4 and you like action games and you like violence and you like Greek mythology and monsters, then yeah, I mean, this game is a very polished game, and it is worth the money for those who are new to the game. I'm definitely enjoying it, and I'm glad I spent the money on it. So, to conclude then, I would definitely recommend you should buy God of War 3, especially if you've never experienced it before. If you've played the PS3 versions, maybe wait for it to drop in price a little bit, or be in a PlayStation Store sale. Hope you enjoyed this review. The next one that I do will probably be Journey, as that's just out, and yes, it's another remaster, but I've shamefully never played that game either, and I really want to, so that'll probably be my next review. Thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you in the next one.